cats. You know, they took over the internet. Now they're taking over movie theaters. Welcome to the Film Threat Podcast. I am Chris Gore. I hope you are having a good day today. It's always a good day when we're get away from the world to talk about something pleasant like cats. Yes, it's true. The Quarantine Cat Film Festival is coming. I have the director of the festival, Brian Mendelssohn, with me today. Brian, welcome to the Film Threat Podcast.
Pleasure to be here. Thanks for having me.
Now, I've been aware of the Cat Film Festival. It wasn't called the Quarantine Cat Film Festival exactly. This year's incarnation is. But how did the Cat Film Festival developing? Obviously, cats are a huge, when it comes to internet, the things people talk about, if there's like a word cloud, cats is always in your top 10 of things being discussed on the internet.
Yeah, I mean, the cats, I truly believe that you can make the claim that the internet exists because of cats.
I think partially true. And it's weird because I've had these discussions with friends before where like cats are more popular than dogs. Dogs are docile, obedient. Dogs are good citizens. They just want your love. And you know, but cats, they're fickle. You have to earn that love from a cat.
They're so mysterious. Yeah.
That's what I think. Yeah. That's why I think people are obsessed with cats. Plus the fact that they're so unpredictable. I think dogs are predictable. You know, you throw a stick, they bring it back to you. You do. Cats, you have no idea what's going on in their heads.
Yeah. And what I notice is like you get to know your cat really well and you think your cat is fantastic, which your cat probably is. But then you see other people's cats and you realize cats could do that. They could do that. Oh my gosh. It's the breadth of things that cats pull off is fantastic.
Well, tell me, like, how did this festival? Because I'm aware of it because I've seen the posters before. I hadn't seen the previous incarnations of it, but it was always like, I can't believe this is in movie theaters. This is amazing. So, how did you develop the Cat Film Festival? And then let's talk about this year's incarnation.
Yeah. So the OG festival was developed by the Walker Center in Minneapolis, Minnesota. I would want to say 12 years ago, maybe. And they were just kind of, joking around. And next thing you know, 10,000 people show up to a soccer stadium to watch internet cat videos together. And the reality is that putting a curated set of adorable cat videos together into a movie ends up being incredibly entertaining and a lot of fun. So various incarnations of this have evolved over the years. This is our second one that we've developed. Our last one was Pittsburgh Pretty Kitties. We're in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. And this one kind of came out of the fact that we run a movie theater here in Pittsburgh. And when the quarantine happened, our shut down like all movie theaters in the country. And two concerns were, of course, financial, but also losing that connectivity with our audience. And one day I was just sitting with my wife and just brainstorming ideas and how do we engage audiences when your movie theater is shut down? And she was just joking around that you should just film our cats and put it up there. And next thing you know, everyone will start filming their cats and you can just share cats. And one thing led to another. We're making a cat movie for our audience here in Pittsburgh. And then the idea blossomed even further of, we're not the only theater struggling, that other theaters throughout the country need this engagement and financial support as well. Now we're up to like 80 movie theaters across the country who are participating in this. So, they reach out to their audiences, we got 1,300 submissions in total for this cat festival. And now on Friday, all the theaters throughout the country will be showing the film through virtual cinema. So that when you buy a ticket, it directly financially benefits those local independent theaters as well as us.
Well, I noticed that if you go, I went to your website, rowhouse.online, where you can support your local theaters. I really just, I mean, to me, I've talked to friends, the minute that movie theaters open, I'm going. I'm not buying into all the fear. Look, I'm gonna wear a mask like for the same reason I wear pants and a shirt, right? It's socially acceptable. I'm going to wear a mask, but I'm definitely going to the theater to see movies. So I love this idea of the virtual cinema you're seeing, because we spent a lot of time in this quarantine watching content on VOD. I know I have a lot, but I like the idea when I'm purchasing something on VOD, it actually goes to help a local theater that I will be attending in person once those theaters open. I think that Regal Cinemas just announced that they are opening up July 10th. So little by little, movie theaters are starting to open. And to me, the ones that I really love are the ones that, like your Lemley here in Los Angeles, these smaller chains that show movies. So I think it's great where you're doing 1,300. Okay, first of all, how did you solicit for these 1,300 videos? And I know obviously you're editing all these videos. And what they say about editing, you have to kill your babies, but I guess it's for a cat film festival, you have to kill your kittens.
The cat.
I want to say that.
Yeah, don't say that.
You have to kill your kittens when you're editing for the quarantine cat film festival. But what went into? Talk a little bit about the process, because you got 1,300 of these videos, and having programmed for a film festival before, I think there's one count where I had watched 800 films. And this is over the course of like 6 months. A lot of them were short films. So. It's crazy. I know what goes into it. It's a lot of work. What was the process? What was it like? And I'm certain that there were videos you wanted to include that you were unable to. So tell us a little bit about that process.
Yeah, it's exhausting and fascinating at the same time. We calculated between the judges, there's 3 of us who went through every video. We watched 80 hours of cat videos collectively. And that's a lot. So not only do you have to watch them, we rank them, analyze them, figure out what kind of category they would go into. So it's really tough to put them together and really weed out the ones that are cute but aren't really cinematic, as well as find those gems that are in there, and really, how do you put them in your film to make it a nice flow? I mean, we really try to take the approach of this as a film and not just a collection of random videos put together. So, I mean, we've been spending the last 3 weeks solid. This is all over the course of 3 weeks after we received all these videos that we are now analyzing them, judging them. We just announced our winners this morning. So we had 12 prize winners who received cash, actually. And then we've been, me actually, for the last week has been editing this movie together. I've still been averaging about 7 minutes per day. So I have about 1 day left, and then the movie's done. And then we could start, telling people that there are videos in it. But to answer your earlier question of how do we get 1,300 cat videos submitted? So these are not ones we find on the internet. These are ones that people make during their quarantine and send to us. The individual theaters actually really helped us out. So like in LA, the Lamley, there's a bunch of theaters in California, all throughout the country, Canada, and they all put out a call for cats to their audiences as a way for them to engage with their theater goers. And people got really excited, more excited than I would imagine they would have been. And next thing you know, here we are. We got a movie.
Well, it's fun to think that, cat videos are amongst the types of videos on the internet, the most popular, obviously, far surpassing dogs. I will say, no disrespect to dog people. I am a cat person. I've had cats all my life. I don't currently have cat, but my girlfriend has a cat. So in a way, I'm the stepdad. So in a sense, Sophie the cat, just a little shout out for Sophie in case Sophie is is
Why
watching.
isn't Sophie in the movie? That's what I want to know.
See, if I had known when you were doing your call for entries, I would have submitted some Sophie videos. She does a lot of sleeping. Sophie does a lot of sleeping.
We have a whole category of sleeping, actually.
Oh, really? Is that? Well, this is what I'm curious, because 1,300 and you watched 80 hours of video. I know what that it's. I mean, it's you're bloodshot at a certain point.
The bags are definitely there.
Exactly. Like, do you begin to see like recurring themes? And tell me what some of the recurring themes are. After a while, you begin to see. When I was programming film festivals, the one thing was we always saw. The thing that we would always see is weed documentaries. So many documentaries about weed. But what are the recurring themes you see in cat videos?
Yeah, what I've noticed, since this is not our first time doing this, I've noticed there's trends. So like cat videos we would have gotten 5 years ago are not the kind of cat videos we get today, which I think is fascinating. But trends for today for cat videos are cats scratching mirrors and windows. That's hugely popular. Fetch. Cats and dogs playing with each other, in particular in a very loving way. Cats and squirrels is huge this year. And then like vocal cats. So these are cats that pretty much have a conversation with their human, where it actually kind of makes sense a little bit. It's very unusual to see it. And then sleeping cats. We got so many amazing, adorable sleeping cats that we created a whole section of our film dedicated to it.
Well, this is amazing. I'm so happy you're doing this. I'm happy movie theaters are about to open up, and that your event, which you can go rowhouse.online, you can go and get tickets and you choose the theater that you would like to support. Which I think is just amazing what you're doing. Brian Mendelssohn, thank you so much. We live in such divisive times. The thing that can bring us all together are cats.
Perfect.
I really feel that. So thank you for joining us on the Film Threat podcast. I really appreciate it.
Thanks for allowing me to be here.
Awesome.